the difference between feeling safe during a yoni massage and feeling unsafe?
There's a big difference. So when a woman's not feeling safe, there's a lot of changes in her brain where she become basically fascinated with everything outside the body to look for threats and everything like that. So there's a movement of blood in the brain. She'll become more instinctual. When anyone's not feeling safe, the fight or flight response of the body, which is what we call the sympathetic nervous system, the blood vessels in the front of the brain constrict and push blood to the back, where you start running off instinct and your subconscious emotions around safety. That way, if you need to fight or run away, or your body will be trying to protect you by saying you're not in a safe situation, these are the subconscious programs. Whereas your conscious mind's not going to be running properly because you don't have enough blood there. This is why when people become very stressed, they become a bit, they're not quite there, yeah? Like really irritable, and you're like, hey, what's going on? They're like, whoa, The other thing that's really important with that is to understand that when the body releases those stress chemicals, you want to be able to defend yourself. So the blood vessels in your gut will constrict, okay, and it pushes the blood into your arms and legs. So that means that your blood engorgement for having sex isn't present. So that means you're not going to have the blood engorgement for lubrication and to become more elastic inside your yoni to actually have more enjoyment. So there's going to be a lot more of a harsh or negative feeling in there. That's most women, when it comes to, because some women, might say, let's say that penetration's okay when she's feeling firmer inside. It's not, we don't want to generalize too much, but when it comes to sexual potential, you want blood engorgements, you need to feel safe. Okay, and this is the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, which is rest, digest, make love, regenerate, have good immunity and everything like this. This sexual state, orgasmic state, especially in a woman's body, is one of the biggest immunity boosters she can experience, especially when you're in a sexual gratuitous state. Gratitude and orgasmic state means you're going to completely nourish your whole nervous system, especially your immunity, yeah? Like, sex and gratitude is so much more powerful than a flu shot, okay? Like, yeah, it's kind of like that. Now, that's very important to understand that if a man is feeling threatened by his partner, right, and he's not feeling safe, if she if she's quite bossy and demanding around her needs for sex or needs for satisfaction, and he feels under pressure to perform in a particular way, he's not going to feel supported in his masculinity, right? Whereas it's almost like she's a man in a woman's body trying to fuck him, right? Trying to penetrate him. She's like, come here, give it to me. So there's a polarity problem there where she's becoming more masculine, which makes the male feel demasculated and not safe and under pressure. And this stress or anxiety, again, is going to pump the blood away from his, and he's going to have some problems. Now, the problem with that is when a dude's cock is not completely erect, there's more sensitivity. All right. So if you're having sex where he's not feeling completely okay, there's more sensitivity. Right. That's why oral sex and stuff like that feels better for me when he's a bit softer. Right. So the nerve cells stretch apart. If you think about it like that. So when a man's completely hard, he can have sex for longer. Okay. So it's very important for him to feel respected in his masculinity, and the key to that is a woman to understand the feminine trait of surrender. To be a woman and receive him, okay, without putting pressure onto him too. This goes both ways, okay. So a lot of mainstream sexual dysfunction comes down to circulation due to negative emotions in the subconscious or pressure and stuff like that, or if a man's got like trauma around sexual abuse or something like that, that's going to make it even crazier. And it's very important that we're talking about a polarity there, where a woman can become masculine and it will demasculinate, or however you say that, him. In a loving relationship where you're completely in trust and vulnerability and safety, you can do a thing called a sexual polarity flip. All right, this is a very amazing situation where a man can become very feminine and be completely held and nurtured by his partner. When a man is around your breasts, your partner, he actually relapses into a mothering instinct and will relax on a level that he might not be familiar with. So it's not weird, okay? That's a good thing. And with your heartbeat and everything like that, because that's where babies are when it comes to collecting and engaging with the mother's heart. That tunes a baby's heart, okay? So it's going to relapse into a lot of good feelings, and this actually orientates to feeling held by the earth, by the mother earth, okay? So the ultimate state for up-regulating your genes, every gene has 30,000 different variations. That means these can up-regulate if we feel these good emotions. That means we reach higher octave levels of health straight away. when he feels these emotions in your arms, after like an hour, he's going to have a different genetic expression, right? You can actually measure this in real time. People's genes can change. They use machines or people's saliva and stuff like that. And they can also check with brainwaves. The ultimate state of healing, in a lot of ways, is for men to actually feel safe enough in their relationship to become feminine. Now, it's very important for women to realize that for some women, this is very alarming, very shocking when their man becomes feminine, okay? And that if he's rejected on that ground, he might not ever do it again in his whole life. It's extremely delicate, yeah? So it's very, very important to understand that flip in energy. And it's very important to understand, or to actually notice that this isn't taught enough in the mainstream at all. The most ultimate state of healing is that flip, I think, in some ways in your sexuality. No, in that flip as well, this is where basically like the nexus of the pelvic nerve as well as men's prostate. Okay, we have a lot of taboos again around homosexuality and fundamental Christianity. Remove the religions and these things become normal, right? So when it comes to prostate massage, when a man is in a feminine state, that he can actually heal as well, like a yoni massage. This is very important because, again, we live in a culture where these sorts of ideas are, there's so much shame, and then the shame gets masked as anger or repulsion or something like that. So when a man gets penetrated like that, he's feminine. And when a woman ejaculates, she's becoming masculine. All right? So there's a polarity change there. Now, it's important to realize that everyone has a different sexual polarity. Let's say this is the man, that's his masculinity, that's his femininity. He's going to be attracted to someone who's got his equal opposite femininity and equal opposite masculinity. That way the polarities are balanced. Without polarity, there's no attraction. So that means his masculinity is attractive to you as a woman, and his femininity is attracted to your masculinity as you as a woman, and vice versa. And if you become more and more trusting in your relationship, you can start to experience that healing. Because there is systematic abuse against the male body when it comes to anal penetration in our culture on purpose. Because that is the hard line to his brain, right? And it's systematic. And that's why this happens in the churches, happens in the military, happens in schools, happens in boarding schools. It's a thing that's completely not talked about systematically because we're not comfortable talking about it. And that's the problem. So these people, when a man's been traumatized in this way, it's massive. And then again, this is not talked about because the culture we live in is sick. Yeah.